Hey guys, welcome to Storytime number 4. Fuck. Was that real? No, it wasn't.
We don't know.
Hey guys, welcome to Storytime number 4. I'm Mattson, this is Case, and that's Elliott, and we are interviewing the wonderful Nikki Lane.
Hi guys, did you bring anything to drink?
There we go.
Yeah. Got a beer.
Get yours out.
Thanks, Keith.
All right.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
There we go. Cheers. Cheers. Connected.
Nikki, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. My name's Nikki Lane. I'm a country singer, kind of. I mean, I guess that's my main job, but I'm a country singer from Nashville, Tennessee. And yeah, I've been playing music a dozen years, right? So, but on top of that, I have a very strong interest in retail and fashion, which is why I think we came together, right?
Yeah.
And I'm here today because of our new hat launch.
That's correct.
Does my hat have a name?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question.
The Nikki Lane.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did
Do
we
you
just
want-
dub
do
it?
you
We
want
just
to-
named it
Did we
after
just
you,
dub
unless
it?
you have a name you want for it. It's
I think we
mine.
should come up with a name for it, huh?
Yeah.
I'm down, yeah.
What do you like?
I'm gonna have it, by the end of this episode, we
Yeah.
will have it.
Okay.
I'm down.
Do you want to wear it?
Now already.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I have it.
Oh,
Oh, you have
right
it.
here.
Wow.
Let's see.
You moved
We
my
planned
prop. It's a really nice hat.
Yeah, we love it.
So this was basically your inspiration. Like you thought of this. What?
Well, people try to give me other hats, and I say, well, if it had a large brim with a rolled edge and a tall crown, I'd wear it. It's
See that?
I know what fit I like, so thank you for listening.
We're here for you.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And all of a sudden, you know, because I this is kind of my vibe. This is my shape, and everyone's already asked for one for free, so we might be able to sell some.
Dang.
That's a good
how it
sign.
That's a
goes,
good
right?
sign,
That's a
yeah.
good sign.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain better than us where we are? Because all I know about this area is that we're in the exact center of California. So
It is true.
That's the
Yeah.
exact center. That's what
Allegedly.
it says. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So if you want to dive in a little bit onto
That
where
seems
we're
like
even
something
at.
they did for a T-shirt.
Yeah, it does. There's actually
Yeah.
hats. We've seen probably
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
different hats at this point.
Is there any Seager ones to talk about?
No.
I don't have my shirt on. We're in North Fork, California, which is just outside of Yosemite National Park, and we're here at my friend Jen McMillan's mini properties that we went around to today. She had a little dream to buy a ghost town called Bandit Town. She named it Bandit Town, down in the center of town, and her dreams got away with her, as we all have, right?
Yeah.
And now we're here, you know, kind of exploring all the things that she's brought or built and kind of put together here.
Yeah, Jen's a legend. She's
Isn't she amazing?
She's insane.
She's
Yeah.
just
done-
chilling, like eating the fries at the bar, like
Yeah. Like I own all
ruling
this.
everything.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is my kingdom.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty great because she kind of like proves the principle of like kind of getting in there and doing it with your own two hands instead of. I was working on like songs that didn't make it on the record because it's something we'll talk about, but I have one that called "Can't Never Could," just because like if you just think you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And now that the Switch has done it, so I wanted to show you guys. I saw that you guys go out on a lot of cool adventures, and so it seemed fun to bring you somewhere where I like to come and hide out and recharge and get inspiration. It's right down the road from where you guys live, huh? Kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, a
pretty
long road, but.
Yeah.
Close.
Long
So
and
yeah,
windy
thanks
road.
for having me, or
Yeah.
thanks for coming with me here.
Yeah, seriously.
Can't wait to dive into some cool stories that you have and maybe we've shared together and stuff like that. But yeah, we're excited to have you. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
If you, because we talked about this last night, Eli mentioned it earlier, but if you were to design Seager's girl denim, where would you start?
With jeans.
Hey, it's not your. It's not you. It's not you. This is
Well,
women's.
I
women's
still
denim.
don't even know if you guys have full rise jeans.
We don't.
No.
Well, so
No,
that's
we
what I
have
do.
jeans.
But women's denim.
I know. It'd be the same though. But,
Would
but
it?
like think about that though too, because like there is something to be said like for like something like a cowboy cut or a 501. Like it's essentially a unisex jean.
Yeah.
But I think that at your price point and your ability to throw a large net, you should just make a full rise jean.
Like a boyfriend jean would be for girls,
No.
kind of thing.
A full rise jean.
What is full rise?
Like you
I actually don't know.
Like an 11.5 or 12-inch rise, you know, with a tapered waist and a straight leg with like probably a little like tuck at the knee.
That's a unisex?
And then you do it
See,
like
this is
three.
why I'm asking you.
It's essentially like, we can't get in trouble just like naming who all we're gonna like look at, but it's a it's like a cowboy cut.
But other than, what about, so jeans are a good first base, I think. But what comes after jeans for denim? A
Same
jacket?
thing, I would start looking at like to supplement that fit, because I think that all this stuff should be really fit based. And it's really easy in general with certain things like jackets to like be universal. But when you want people's silhouettes to start looking really good, I keep joking, I really wish that Levi's would bring back their ski line, because there's so much room in
Yeah, there's
action
some cool
sports
stuff.
for like some like denim. I've got all the
Yeah.
denim and corduroy ski bibs, but it's just all fitted, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like shortening the waistline on the jacket to meet that higher waist jean, and just kind of getting people to start looking like normal shapes again.
Yeah.
Normal shape.
Yeah.
Bunch of pairs right now.
I mean, straight up, like, if you wear low waisted every pants and
Yeah.
wide long shirts. I
It's
mean,
horrible,
Let's just put you on a little white curtain and see how that looks.
So high-waisted is the way to go right now then?
It's not even about right now. It's just about finding a fit that's for your body.
Low
Not
rise-
every
low rise-
single
Because my
person
girlfriend has been
need-
pushing me to wear more high-waisted pants.
Because it would make you
saggy.
look
Yeah.
really tall.
Yeah.
You're already tall, but it would
Yeah.
make you look like a giant.
Yeah.
Because it would just give you all your leg back.
You need
You
your
lost
legs
You know,
back.
like,
You need your legs back.
the word muffin top did not exist until girls started like cutting their waist off
The
at
low-rise
like
jeans,
the top
they're
of their butt.
back. They're back in.
I don't
Let them
get
keep
that
writing
one.
it out.
I
man.
know, I love it.
I have
I
a
mean-
tattoo of a scorpion
Oh,
that
okay.
was above my jean line, my Abercrombie jeans in
Okay.
high school.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I want to always be able to see this thing.
Yeah.
I have like not seen
Look
that
at
thing since
this.
2022, man. Like it is like I can't believe I wore jeans down there. So-
That was
and
the
you
thing
look at
back
me
then.
too. I look like I
Apple
have
bottom
a
jeans.
I have a whatever you call it, like a muffin top. I do because my pants in like it's
Case
hot
has
though.
that.
Those girls are hot. Let them do their thing. But
Trying, man.
Seager needs to be like a utilitarian brand that like it
Yeah,
can
that's-
still be hot.
But do you guys need a beer, by the way?
Sure.
I'd
Yeah,
love one.
I know
yo.
beer. Are we up?
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
Wow, this one's really cold.
Ah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, Mom. Cheers, Mom. Cheers, Mom.
Cheers.
Such a win.
Anyways,
Cheers.
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 Down here.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers.
Ah, cheers.
Cheers. Where were we?
God,
Where
that's
were we?
good.
Wait on, I want to read this.
Freezing. I have no idea.
Over 140 years made one way.
So sought after.
Pike's House.
All right, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was very smooth.
We won't be able to see that puddle. Photoshop that out.
Oh, what's going on with this guy?
No, he's just hanging out.
Things
No,
are
that-
getting
yeah,
loose.
things
Yeah,
Things are getting loose.
You guys knew.
It's okay.
So sorry.
I want to hear about okay, so you've been on tour with Lucas Nelson, you said,
Mm-hmm.
and who else? Brent Cobb.
Sure.
You played with Willie Nelson.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just on
But
his
you played at
bills.
Luck all the time.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. You
Then
can't
you
really.
do-
I
it's
played
pretty
with Willie
sick.
Nelson
Yeah.
and he plays our time.
But I want to hear a crazy story from just being on tour. Like, what was the craziest show you've ever played because of a certain reason?
This is just like the dark hour. Like,
Not in a bad way. Not in a
well,
bad
I'm just
way.
thinking, like, when you say craziest, I kicked the sound guy out once. We had to play the whole show without him.
Mid-show.
Wait,
Yeah,
How
Is
important
he that
is the sound
bad?
guy?
really important, especially if you kick them out while they're mad at you and they push mute on some things.
Oh shit.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. You're
But
like,
it was still like that, and I got thrown out of a radio station once.
Didn't you get arrested on stage or something?
That was fake.
Wait, what?
Oh.
That was for
fake?
fun. Oh, that's a great
Oh,
story.
wait, what?
Let me
Yeah,
just
I
tell
don't
you
know
that.
about
That's a
this at
great
all.
story.
Yeah.
I never heard
Especially because
about
I'm like, that was fake. So like I love going. It used to be called Heartbreaker Banquet. It's called Luck Banquet now, but it's or Luck Reunion now. But it's a festival at Willie's property during South by, and it's like the only thing anybody wants to do during South by is
Yeah.
go to this party for years. And like I love going there, and I also like my manager was like an early founder, like made that brand with those guys, and so
Okay.
it's like, so I used to just do like we're doing here, just like run around, we're like, what's that gold card? Like, let me in, you know what I mean? So just have a great time out there. But I was probably at like my 3rd year in, and you know, it's a small town that they like, it's kind of like here. It's like when Luck started getting big, the neighbors were like, what the hell is happening over there on that mountain? So it was like, there has to be like a certain amount of police and fire marshals or whatever. And so it's Texas, it's not very lax. So I'm like out there one afternoon, like hiding behind like a bush, smoking a joint. And this cop walks up and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh shit. And I like, ah! You know, I like turn around, I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, I'm kidding. I'm your fan. I was like, you're my fan? And he's like,
Pass that joint.
and he's like, and he's like, nah. He's like, we like to try to be chill at Willie's. You know, like, he's like, not like trying to let me get away with like anything crazy, but he's like, you know, we're in Willie's house,
private
man.
property.
Yeah, like we're here to like make sure everybody's cool. Like that, you're not the problem. I saw you last year, and I was like, tight. I was like,
so sick.
arrest me on stage, and he's like, no, and I was like, no, do it. And he was like, no.
What
like,
made you want to do that? Just hype?
wild.
Hype, wild? Yeah.
It just seemed fun. You know, like it's like,
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know, it's just like,
cool, yeah.
That's
come and take me off stage like in
Yeah.
the middle of the show, and it'll be fucking hilarious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Instinct.
Sounds awesome.
And he was like, no. And I was like, why? And he was like, because we want to make people think it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We want people to like have a nice time. We don't want to like stress, like scare anybody. And I was like, okay. And I like go back and I like, it's time to get on stage. And I don't think to tell anyone that because it's not going to happen. And then I kind of forget because, you know, smoke pot. And then at the end of the show, I'm standing and like we're doing right time. I just remember. And it's like, any of your night, it's always the right time to do the wrong thing. And I have this amazing guitar player who's from Spain. And every time we're down in Texas, like they're just like heckling him about whether or not he has the right visa. You know what I mean? He's just like, you know, so it's like, so all of a sudden I look at him and he's like a ghost. And I'm like, what? And then I look behind me and it's 2 cops with their arms braced, like pissed looking. And it's like my joke.
Yeah.
But I'm still like gonna like
Are they
wet my
taking-
pants a little. You know, and I was like, oh God. And then the band is like, what the fuck did you do? You know what I mean? Because they don't know.
Yeah.
And they just march right over and like grab my arm and like turn me and walk me off stage. And I see the lights, like I see the flashes, you know, like going on the front row. But like the, you know, photographers only stay for like the first 3 songs and then they go to see like the next bigger band, you know?
Yeah.
And so you just see this like small swarm and then they walk me down the ramp and it's like, and they're just like still kind of like holding my arm like way too tight. And I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? No, I was not in that bush smoking pot. And then like 2 minutes later, we're all hugging, and they're like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Fuck you guys, man. That was fun."
Dang.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy, man.
so you know,
Yeah, I love that little stage presence. It's good. Did you like think of like? Did you look at the audience where they're like, "Whoa!" Like was
that's who. You know, that's how you find out something's wrong.
yeah.
All the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
Right,
you're like,
yeah.
this something's not going right.
What does that mean? Like you look at the audience if something's not going right, or people like,
Yeah, is that like a normal thing?
No, but you know, like it's funny. Like people stand too close. They, you know, they want to be on the front row but that's like sonically like not even a fucking good idea. Like never mind that it's like loud. It's like you're like in front of. You're like ahead of the main speakers.
Yeah.
And behind my monitor. You're gonna get the least vocal of anything. And they're
What's
like,
the best
I
part?
can't hear you! And I'm like, you're in the worst spot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, get the fuck back like 10 feet. And then we can...
"Don't be in the front row, idiots."
Sorry for your ears. I'm so
I got
sorry.
stuck
You're
in the
deaf
front
now?
row at a concert once.
Oh, yeah?
At Beach House.
You're
Yeah.
trying to be like a singer.
I killed this
Oh,
guy.
God, amazing.
He's dead. I killed this guy. Yelling.
Okay, so the best place to be is like 54 rows back.
No,
and-
I mean, it's just kind of a little bit like
No, I get it. Like,
a common sense thing. It's just like look around where the sound's coming from.
Yeah.
Or worse, like you look down, there's like an 8-year-old and she's singing the lyrics to like Walk of Shame or something, and you're like, oh my God, like you know, like avoid eye contact. Like and she's like, I love your music, and they're like, yeah, she loves like you know, just like all the bad ones.
so how do you navigate that? I guess is a good question. Like, where do you draw the line of like something that's appropriate for you to write or not? Like, Where's your?
It's tricky because on the one hand, it's like, I feel like I've got to just do whatever I want. And like, you probably shouldn't let your like 5-year-old listen to it if it's terrible. But like, in the same token, I love 5-year-olds coming to the show. So
Yeah.
it's like, when I see little kids out there, I'll shut my mouth. I won't talk quite as dirty, but then I'll still be like, then I'll still slip one cunt or something because it's like let's be real, they have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what I
100%,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
I can
and they're
remember
like
that.
at a rock show.
Yeah.
Like the
for sure.
coolest thing is that like 25 years later, they're like, you know what? I was gonna be a teacher, or oh sorry, those teachers are great, but I was gonna be a something, and then I heard this lady say cunt on stage. Now I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing. So,
You know, I just think it's funny that like you should be able to do whatever you want. But I am like conscious of like I don't want to be a negative influence, you know.
yeah.
Well, you're not. So.
No,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. So it's like that's where I draw the line. Like it's like, but too like in that like if I was thinking about lyrics, there's lyrics sometimes that where the ego's tied up that are too like vindictive. That you're just like, okay, now stop tripping, and then write something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that'd be the same thing with like what I might actually think about you versus like what we can put on. Like the song I would have wrote for this girl versus like Shemaya, which is
Yeah.
like a really nice murder ballad.
Which is an awesome song.
I
I wish
know.
we could play it right now, but
I'll sing it to you one day.
yeah.
So that leads me to another question. Like, when do you expect that you'll have another album out?
You know, by fall probably.
That's crazy. It's been a
there's
while.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Which like such a while. I don't even know where time goes. You know, because I didn't stop.
Where does it go?
I mean, within
In a box.
within
Good.
2 years, like a record's supposed to be over, and I think it probably was. You
Is
know
that
what I mean?
the
But
normal
like,
timeline? 2 years
like
for
18 months is
Okay.
like the max kind of. So 2 touring years is like real good, and like somehow we're at like 4, and obviously no one toured last year, but it was like things kept coming from all different directions, and like things like learning to take on Stagecoach is like a big project. You know, like I started booking my year doing like 3 different jobs, and so
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it was 4 years. But from like the emotional standpoint, like Highway Queen was literally a record about driving in a van and like being very tired from driving in a
Yeah.
van. You know what I mean? And then people were like, "Where's your next record?" And I was like, "I'm still in a van."
I'm tired. still.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I was talking about the lyrics of the new record, hiding out, like referencing childhood memories, you know, just stuff that was like, if you don't let me do something, I don't have anything to write about because I'm not making this shit up. It's like really just like, that's the thing I didn't even realize. It's like all there. Like there was like another song on the record where I was like, I recorded a song 3 times that's never actually made it on the album. And it's because it's too happy all the time. And I'm like, but it is a joy, but you don't even know that it's a sad, I didn't think anyone knew it was a sad song, you know, but it's like one of those things where I was like, it's just too happy. And they're like, what does that fucking mean? It's like, and I'm like, I don't know. And then Josh caught it, you know, he was like, this is a really sad song. And I was like, thank you. Like it's a jovial tempo.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are sad, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's like, you just have to, I personally have to
Adapt
lean.
and
Yeah.
I got that last night a little bit when you were playing the music because some of the songs were like upbeat and positive, and I was feeling it, and then you're like, yeah, that was a really sad song about this part of my life, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. and I'm not even trying to be heavy, you know, but it's just like, but it's like that stuff comes from like processing
Yeah.
intense experiences. Like even the good ones are intense, you know,
Yeah,
sometimes. So it's
totally.
like, if they're a true inspiration for something that I'm gonna have to do over and over again.
I think it's kind of badass to have like a happy tempo song that's sad because, you know, you think of like even we were talking about cartoons and how they have these like deep, gnarly meanings behind them, but like they're made on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, and it's like they're like meant for kids, but there's like this gnarly deep meaning behind them. So like this
Yeah.
happy song is almost like artistic to
Well,
be.
I think that's it. I think it's supposed to be jovial so that you can process it, but it's like not supposed to be where you like don't pay attention to like where you can listen to it 10 times and not notice what is said.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because like when Josh called it out in the studio, I was like, he saw me. Because like the lyrics are very plain, but like I thought I was like, you guys might not know what the fuck happened, but
Yeah.
you will. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just don't read it. You know?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're writing an album? Like, because, okay, so to put it in perspective, we make 4 lines a year, right, for Seager.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we look at the line, we always think it's great, but we know that there's like 1 or 2 items that won't sell as well. We just keep them in there because we're like, well,
It
you know.
plumps up the other 2.
It kind of,
I
but
call
at the
them
same time.
bait pieces
Yeah.
in the
So
vintage
you,
world.
but in the music world, are you every single song you're like, that could be the next banger, or do you know that there's like one that's gonna make it, and like the rest are kind of like,
Well, you gotta just think like make it on paper is like radio, and radio by default is like by genre, and so like that's where I feel lucky because I can like do really well in Americana, but I can still try to get big in AAA, which is like NPR radio, but also like, you know, KEXP, like like in Seattle, like big radio stations that play like rock and pop and Americana or whatever. But you do know what's going to be a single. You know what your 2 chances are, because those are the ones where you're throwing in hard on the video, and you know, like the whole experience. You're saying, we really need to push this Nickie Lane hat.
right.
It's gonna take us places, you know. But it's like, you know, but 100%. That's where it's like, you know, you guys all loved Chimayo so much last night. To me, that's like I threw you guys like a little like candy at the end of the night. That's the least like me. You know what I mean? On paper, kind of stylistically. So it was the most like fun. But it was like the wild card. I was like, you guys like the record? Here, have this fucking Chimayo. You know what I mean?
It's
So
a sick
like,
one too, because it's country.
Yeah.
But then you could also listen to it in Mexico and feel that vibe, that same like feeling, and go. I don't know. It's more transcendent across different platforms, which is cool
and
about
that's
Chimayo.
the thing. And so for me, it's just like, you know, I just have to make sure that when we're making songs that that everyone is like serving the song, you know, in the sense that like there's a lot of ways I could approach it. Again, where I was showing you guys little demos last night that like, and the way they evolve, it's like you could take them so many different ways, and a bad band could do them real bad, and a good band could do them real well, you know. And it's like, I think you have to just make sure the song is like the best it can be for what it is right then. And that's where then you can like hear it slow and you make, oh, it could be like that too, you know what I mean? And then you just have to make sure that the collective thing, like, you know, because like people are always asking like, what kind of record are you going to make next? And it's like, they're always what I call a mixtape of my emotions. I want a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Like a full balance. I want to take you all the way there and all the way back out, and probably just drop you on the ground at the end so that you have to start over to feel better. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, but that's just, it just all has to be true. And so that's what I feel like I'm getting good at now, is like music that sounds good and sounds like me, because how do you just find what sounds like you when you play like 1/18 of the stuff that has to be played? But it just has to be true.
You're saying about your sound and kind of knowing it, but does that ever feel limiting where you kind of try and mimic a sound that you have done? You know, are you ever trying to kind of, I mean, working with artists like Lana, obviously she's kind of, I wouldn't ever put her in the country category, but you guys mesh well, and so I'm kind of curious how that works between genres.
I kind of just think that I'm country because of my accent or something, you know, because like other than like old country, I didn't listen to lots of country. I listened to lots of different types of music. So I think that's the same thing. Like Americana is just where like all of us get stuck, because if you don't want to play on a mainstream level, like, and try to go straight for those big formats of radio, then you end up in like the jumbly one, you know. And so, but that's a lot of freedom. And if you notice, like even like with huge rock bands, like all of a sudden there's 9 other rock bands that somehow sound like that. It's not normal. You know what I mean? It's not even possible. Like it's not, or like somebody's lying, you know. And I think that that's where I chose that I was going to do it my way, which has been limiting, because if you play ball, you can get further, but I'm not sure that that's always true. I definitely call it out. Like, ooh, cool. You got the bus, but look what you did. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's like, you know, it's slower is fine as long as it's real. But I think being Americana, like I mean, I'm not saying you can't compare me to anyone, but like most people can't compare me to like another one of my buddies, you know, or as a direct knockoff of any of my favorites that are legends. And I think that has to be Americana. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just where it goes.
Yeah.
What are your favorites, by the way?
Boys.
Favorite artist.
Yeah, favorite artist.
Favorite artist and worst favorite. Least
Most
favorite.
discography that I like is Waylon Merle,
Okay.
Neil Young, and like Radiohead. Like
Okay.
most records of
Why
someone.
Radiohead? That feels like the outlier there.
Yeah,
Because
it
that's
is.
where I started before country. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Was in MTV and like, you know, Spin magazine fans, you know, and paying attention to Coachella type stuff.
Okay.
But I was listening to all the Radiohead records again from scratch the other day, cleaning, just thinking about it. But who makes that many records that you like? I mean, I don't even know if you guys like the early records, like OK Computer and the Bends.
Radiohead is sick.
But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's like who even puts out that many records?
Yeah.
Much less that many records that like set a vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's who Neil Young is like through and through.
Yeah, it's insane.
But then females, I love Loretta Lynn. Obviously, I love her voice, and that's something I can like push towards in terms of like goal.
Yeah.
And then I think Lucinda Williams is just like above
Okay.
and beyond. But then I didn't used to think I liked contemporary music, but then in the past few years, like by learning that I liked my community, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of my homies that I think are like the
Yeah.
best. Like I listen to like a lot of Raylan Baxter.
Yeah, Raylan's sick.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's super good.
Like so good, you know?
Oh,
And
listen, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
Yeah, yeah.
it's just
It's
a
good.
dude, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just
that
like,
is
but you
what
know
it
what I mean?
feels
But it's like I
like
used to
Mac
say I didn't
Marco
like
kinda.
anybody new, and it's like, but I actually do.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I like the Nathaniel Rateliff stuff. I got to open up for him. You know,
Those are
I
bad.
didn't listen extensively to Lana records until we were friends, and then I'm
Yeah.
like wearing this one out today. I'm like, oh, this is so
Yeah.
you know, it's just like a little bit of everything makes
Yeah.
for a well-rounded table, you know.
So do you get like a feature on Lana's album, or is it like different? How does that work?
Like there was like a glitch, and my name's not even on there. They're gonna fix it, but I'm like, that's my life. I was like, that's cool because that creates a buzz. Because like, who is it?
Yeah.
No one knows.
More mysterious.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I
But
want to
it's-
ask this too, just because it was asked for Charlie. Who's your least favorite artist?
Yeah, that's
if
fun.
there is one.
It was Meatloaf
A
before.
least favorite.
Meatloaf right now is the bottom of the barrel.
That's a hard one. you have to call somebody out right now.
It could be Case, I mean.
You could-
I'll go toe to toe, Florida Georgia line.
Oh!
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't want to die, but you gotta pick one that's not around, or you don't.
All right, good call. Good call.
That's the anti.
Yeah.
That's the-
100%.
That's the opposite.
That's
Yeah.
being real, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably gonna get a weird phone call.
that's a
Or you
sick
guys
one.
gonna like catch me on like a TV show. And sorry guys.
You're playing with them all of a sudden.
Case, what's your least favorite?
My least
That's
least
hater. That
favorite
was
role.
hater of me, but I
No,
just,
that's true.
that's
Everyone feels the same way if you're like in our, you know, where we
you
are.
know, I'm just like
Everyone else watching feels that way.
I just like, or real writers are just impactful, man.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
it's just it's a smaller
it's just
net,
the
it's a
truth, yeah.
smaller net that we can throw to, but like it's realer fucking fans too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at fans of like some of my like the people like Miranda Lambert I love, but she's super famous, and like you like look at her fans, I'm like, people are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like their
Yeah.
comments, you're like, just stay off my page, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I
Well,
like
she's
it.
super famous, but
That's what I'm saying.
she's really, I would say she's real.
She's so good.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying like she's at the
Yeah.
level where like her fans, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll pray for it. Like it's too many people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it, but also I'll be like keeping them in line.
Yeah, that is a crazy level.
Like the comment police is rolling up and you're in trouble. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're crazy. Like,
I guarantee you the comment police are not going to hate on you for Children Line being your least
Our
favorite
comment
band.
police, at least.
Yeah, they're like, hell
I
yeah!
didn't think so. It had to be someone.
Well, so you've been with a bunch of artists and everything, and just curious, like
So result.
you've been around a lot of
TMZ. This is
you've been
actually
around a
really
lot of
TMZ.
musicians, artists, creatives, but like who rolls the best joint?
Oh my god, dude. Are you asking for yourself, dude?
Yeah.
Well, he was just trying to like take a little moment to acknowledge that I did tell him that he rolls the best joint.
Yeah, he's just trying to
It
be humble.
smokes
over
really
here.
good.
Yeah, it's great.
I will say that like you must be flush because that's a lot of weed in a joint. I roll pinners, tiny
Yeah.
little ones, because I feel guilty.
I was just trying to have a party, you know?
It's California, too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's generous. You guys took such good care of me. Like, last night, watching you guys set up your table. Make the little
The dinner
dinner.
table.
That was Spencer.
Yeah.
That was all Spencer.
Yeah,
cooking,
it was. It
Yeah.
We
was
like to
also
treat our
good.
guests well.
But
Yeah.
but I thought that was really nice. It's nice to see, like, we do that on tour. We rent a cabin. We like cook a meal together. We play some songs. That you didn't ask me to play any songs the whole time.
Well, can we ask you to play a song tonight?
I would play songs if I had a guitar player.
I think we can have that happen right over here.
Okay.
Speaking of the devil.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, it's like Mr. Rogers. This is my friend Matthew Penn.
Matt.
Applause.
Is there something going on with your beer?
What? Oh, That's just something I do. It's a party trick. Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
No,
the
ruined
right-
it.
That's not where we played
Try
before.
it. Try it.
Yeah, this is only where it's always been in my whole life.
All right.
Don't try to give me that.
Have you tried G chord? I'm just kidding. Don't know what I'm talking about.
One more time.
Well, it's hard to be apart. It's many miles in between. Laying here in the dark. Are you thinking of me out there in the west? Darling, I swear I love you best. And I'm gonna set the sun your way. Wake you up with a dawn full of golden rays. I want you around. Don't let the darkness get you down. Well, the night's gonna know how to know just what to say. You call me on telephone, say you miss me most today. Well, I see you so. Darling, we're staring at the same moon. And I'm gonna set the sun your way. Wake you up with a dawn full of golden rays. I want you around. Don't let the darkness get you down. Darling, believe me, I'll never deceive you. We got this love, let's keep it right. Never be lonely, 'cause I love you only. If we can make it just through the night, then I'm gonna set the sun your way. Wake you up with a dawn full of golden rays. I want you around. Don't let the darkness get you down. I want you around. Don't let the darkness get you down.
Little intro to Matt, though. Look at this jacket, man. Wow.
Matthew Penn lives out here in California with you guys.
Yeah.
Can
Oh, yeah. And
go
you
dirt
play with the likes
biking or
of
play.
Willie and who else?
Miley and
Miley.
recently, Miley Cyrus.
Oh, killer.
Used to play with Dwight Yoakam.
Yep, he's played with
Tight pants.
Those
Still,
are
for
tight
some
pants.
reason, prefers to be in the van with us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Always. This is the most fun.
Yeah,
Nikki is the most fun of all.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do 700,000 rednecks. First.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I want.
You know, I wrote that about my hometown.
Okay. Why? So is there 7,000 people, or what?
Well, I was drunk and someone asked how many people were from my hometown, and I said 700,000. Do you know how many there really are?
70,000?
60. Yeah, it's very
Oh,
good.
whoa.
I was drunk.
I don't know. I was just
And they're not all rednecks, but a lot of them are.
100% of them.
Yeah. And then I made the joke that if I had 700,000 redneck fans, I'd be famous as shit. So I started the recruitment song.
There you go.
We're at like 11.
11 total. Yeah.
Oh, yippee-ki-yay! 700,000 rednecks. That's what it takes to get to the top. 700,000 rednecks. No, there ain't no. Well, I travel around from town to town. I do the best I can every day. I drive long hours and I don't get to shout. And I ain't gonna brag about it. Oh, I ain't gonna brag about it. 700,000 rednecks. That's what it takes to get to the top. 700,000 rednecks. No, there ain't no. I get tired of working my fingers to the bone. I get tired of working every day. But the people that tell me that they wanna hear the song, they tell me they wanna see it. Now tell me they wanna see it. Get a pen. Seven 700,000 rednecks. That's what it takes to get to the top. 700,000 rednecks. No, there ain't no stop. There ain't no stop. Oh, yippee-ki-yay! I'm going all the way, going all the way, going all the way, going all the way. I'm going all the way. Oh, yippee-ki-yay! Oh, here's the drummer.
Yeah, that was awesome. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love that little like yippee-ki-yay. Like,
Oh my god.
I need a
That's
little.
called whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited to have a song on Lana's record. And it came out today, so I can play it. I was like wanting to show you guys the whole new record, but you gotta be patient, man.
Yeah.
Tonight's not the night, but we can do this one now. But you know, I think I told you, but I went to play with her on tour, and we just hung out for like 25-30 minutes before we walked downstairs, and all I did was say, someone said I was breaking up slowly, and then she just like breaking up slowly, and I was like, what's wrong with you? How are you so good at this? You know, and we wrote the whole song like right there, and then she asked me to send her the song we wrote. I was like, we didn't write no song. We talk shit. A lot of shit.
Right then and there, huh?
And then there it was.
Wow.
So it's funny. It's funny that it can be that easy sometimes. Especially if you don't overthink it, because
Yeah.
who knows what we would have done if we would have, like, tried to change it in any way. So, I don't know, whatever. This is how it goes. Some of you might understand. Waking up slowly is a hard thing to do. I love you only, and it's making me blue. So don't send me flowers like you always do. It's hard to be lonely, but it's the right thing. All these my good years, or do I have none? There really good years for everyone. Don't wanna live with a life of regret. Don't wanna end up like Tammy Wynette. Breaking up slowly is a hard thing to do. I love you only, and it's making me blue. So don't send me flowers like you always do. It's hard to be lonely, but it's the right thing. George got arrested out on the lawn. We might be breaking up after this song. Will he still love me long after I'm gone? Or did he see it coming on alone? Breaking up slowly is a hard thing to do. I love you only, and it's making me blue. So don't send me flowers like you always do. It's hard to be lonely, baby. Breaking up is hard to do. Breaking up slowly, baby. Breaking up is hard to do. Breaking up slowly is a hard thing to do. I love you only, and it's making me blue. So don't send me flowers like you always do. It's hard to be lonely, but it's the right thing to do.
That was good. So good.
Man, that is a good song.
That is a good song.
Such a good song.
I was happy to be a part of it. It's so fun. I keep it up. We've
Yeah.
got a few more hiding too. So,
Really?
well, yeah. Plus that record's coming. You guys are gonna have to keep talking to me. So
You gotta keep talking to us when you're famous.
yeah. Well, that's what I always say. Isn't it? Fuck that. Thank you so much for inviting me to Storytime.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you for
I do
coming.
look forward to seeing how the Seager Nickie Lane journey goes, because you guys are only beginning as well, so it's fun.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Future.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
Cheers.
yeah.
Cheers. Well.
I'm out.
Just us, I guess. Here we go.